Hello everybody, my name is Richard and welcome to Craft Beer Reviewed. I created this channel probably a year ago so I could document my adventures with craft beer, and I haven't made any videos yet, but I have consumed a fair amount of craft beer over that time. So we're going to get started making videos and documenting this so we can find out what's good, what's bad, and what's a score and what's a pour. Today we are going to try one of my favorite breweries. This is Untitled Art. I've had a few of their beers over the years and they are absolutely fantastic. Now this is the Chocolate Mousse Pastry Stout. Untitled Art is based out of Waunakee, Wisconsin. I have not been there personally, but I do plan on going here this year so I can try some of their brews on their turf. That would be awesome. And they are known for making lots of unique brews that really kind of push the limits of what a beer can be. And just about everything I've had from them so far has been pretty much a slam dunk. My favorite, which I don't have because it's discontinued, is the Black and Blue Chocolate Chip Pancake Stout. It is amazing. I've had a bunch of it. Unfortunately, it's all gone. I can't find any more. And there is a rumor, though, from Untitled Art themselves that it's possible they could bring it back in the future. So until that happens, we're going to try everything else. So again, today, we've got the Chocolate Mousse Pastry Stout. This is an 8% alcohol by volume beer, 16 ounces. That is 1 pint. And it says pastry stout with Belgian candy syrup, cane sugar, brown sugar, and other natural and artificial flavors. Brewed and canned for Untitled Art in Waunakee, Wisconsin. One of the things I love about Untitled Art is their can designs. They've always got really cool art, and they credit the artists on the can. This is Stephanie Heyman. Very cool can there. So, the reviews online for this beer seem to be pretty good. I did check out Untapped. There are about 550 reviews. It's got an average of 4.1. It's not too bad. I can take that. Beer Advocate only has one review, and it is a 4.3. So that's not much help, I guess. But the two corroborate, so you know, we can expect this to be in the 4 range probably. But we're going to go ahead and crack this open. I've got a snifter glass. You'll notice as we go, I drink just about everything out of one of these. It doesn't matter what it is. I will drink it out of a snifter glass just because you can swirl it around. You can really put your nose in there and get the flavors. I should say that I'm not an expert. I'm an enthusiast. I just like beer. So do not take anything I say as, you know, the be-all, end-all. This is all, you know, personal taste and that good stuff. So when I cracked that seal, there was just a slight, not a whole lot of pressure in there. So let's pour a little bit in. Just about that much. Just an ounce or so. And you can see there's a little bit of foam on top. It's light brown. The beer itself is dark brown, kind of ruby, I would say. Wow, that is aromatic. I can smell it from you know, a good 8 to 12 inches away there. So we're going to go ahead and take a big whiff. Oh, wow. That is strikingly similar to chocolate mousse. That is amazing that they got that that scent in there. The beer is clear. Now, granted, we didn't pour the bottom of the can, so I don't, you know, there's no adjuncts in here floating around. It doesn't mean there aren't any in the bottom of the can. You'll notice if you drink a lot of beers with candy syrup, sometimes they tend to be a little bit on the thick side. I find that they have a very smooth, kind of velvety mouthfeel, and sometimes that can border on syrupy. So it'll be interesting to find out if this is in that category. As I swirled it around, all the carbonation, it seems, has basically come right out. It didn't last very long. Oh my gosh, the scent is, it's sweet. It is very sweet. For me, that's okay because I love sweet beers. But if you don't like sweet beers, this might be a little on the overpowering side. So let's give it a sip. Wow. Okay. It's a little bit lighter than I had thought. I thought it might be a little bit on the thicker side. This is basically straight out of the fridge. I left it rest for maybe 5 minutes or so. So it's not exactly gotten up to room temperature, but it probably has risen a few degrees over, refrigerator temperature. Wow, the scent is very strong. The scent is very, very strong. Yeah. Okay, so it is sweet. There's a slight, well, actually kind of like a moderate bitterness to it that I was not expecting, but it balances out that sweetness. So the scent, I think, is definitely a lot sweeter than the beer is itself, if that makes any sense. One of the things that I like to do when I'm tasting beers, switch it around, and also another way that I found works for me to get more flavor out of the beer is when I'm sipping it, bring in a lot of air with it. It kind of makes a lot of noise, but for me, it helps get all the different flavors out of the beer. Mm. Basically, as you're drinking it, you're constantly sucking in air. So you're taking like a really big breath and then bringing the beer in with it. You got to be careful. If the beer is very strong, you'll bring in alcohol fumes, and it can make you, make you cough. But you'll know if you can do that or not. For beer, it's not that bad. For alcohol or for liquor, it'd be really bad. Okay, so I really like this beer. I don't get a whole lot of other flavors at all. I don't really get any brown sugar. The Belgian candy syrup that serves to give it that underlying sweetness. The natural and artificial flavor, I'm assuming, is the chocolate. Probably cocoa. When you're pouring it, it does have a nice light brown color there. Let it drop so it can create a large head on there, which is fine. Sometimes you can get different flavors out of the foam. Ooh. Wow. Wow. Do not be afraid to pour some of your beer like this. It's not going to ruin it. It's not going to make it flat. It's not going to, make it taste bad. It's actually going to make it taste really good. So that foam is thick. That foam is sweet. It coats the entire inside of your mouth, and it really brings out all of the flavors that are in this beer. But the primary flavor is chocolate mousse. And honestly, this beer hits the nail on the head. When you swirl it around, you can see you get a nice coating on the inside of the glass. It does dissipate. Actually, it hangs around there. It hangs. It doesn't dissipate necessarily fast, but that gives a very, very nice coating. Normally, a beer like this I would consider a sipper. But in this case, it's only 8%. So if you're not, a very small person and you're used to drinking high ABV beers, This is not going to knock you on your socks or anything like that. After one pint, you might, I mean, in this case, you might have a little bit of a buzz, but it's not so strong that you can't, you know, consume it at a little bit faster rate. Now, some of their other beers, when you're getting into the 12, 13, 14 plus percentage, those are definitely a lot more in the sipping category. Wow. Last remarks. Again, it's sweet. And now, as I've had, you know, working on my second glass here, really, having more than one actually might be a little bit overkill. You would want to probably wash this down with a glass of water. It is very sweet. If it were, this might be better as a 12-ounce can. 16 is a lot. But I would give this, if I were to give it a rating out of 5, the chocolate mousse pastry stout, I would give this probably a 4.25. The reason being, looks great, smells amazing, tastes like it says, except for the brown sugar. I don't get, I just get the underlying candy sugar and the underlying sugary flavor. I do not get that molassesy brown sugar. It needs a little bit more of that, that dark, you know, you can call it dark fruit flavor. It needs something along those lines. The bitterness and the sweetness, they pair up very well in this beer. While it is sweet, I do not think it's overly sweet. However, at a 16-ounce can, you might just want to stick with one. If you get two, you're going to have like a sugar buzz or something along these lines. This is up there with like a, you know, a sugary soda. It's about that sweet. So definitely a dessert beer, or a, you know, probably a slow sipper with friends. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is the first video. I'm sure I'll be changing things as I go and adjusting things. But you know, at the end of the day, I just want to document the beers that I've had, because I'm really not that great at writing the reviews on Untappd and, you know, Beer Advocate. And when I write the review, I don't remember it as well as I do when I make a video. So, hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely recommend trying out the Chocolate Mousse Pastry Stout. If you're a fan of sweet beers, this is one that you should definitely try. Keep in mind, traditionally, when Untitled Art makes something, they don't necessarily have it all year long, or even for that long of a period. A lot of times these are, you know, limited release beers, and you may or may not see them in the future. I found that out the hard way with my favorite, the Black and Blue Chocolate Chip Pancake Stout. If anybody has one of those, reach out. I'd love to talk. I'd love to talk. And yeah, Untitled Art. They're one of my favorite breweries. We're gonna have a lot more where this came from over time, plus just about everything else. I've actually got a pretty decent selection available at our local stores and local breweries that I can try out and hopefully recommend. This one, it's a score, not a pour. We'll see you on the next one. Man, that's good.